Hello, I'm RayneofKalamity, and welcome back to my 4,200 day hardcore world. And as you can tell by the effects off of me, I have just finished running some ominous trials. And the last video that went up at this point is my very lucky runs of my very first trial chambers. However, there will be another video in between that and this one, which is my gold farm video, so feel free to go watch those if you haven't seen them already, especially the trial chamber one. I got some insane luck. If we look in here, I have 5 heavy cores and a bonk stick. Plus, I got a lot of god apples and a bunch of other stuff. At the current moment, I am only missing 1 wind burst to round out all of the loot you can get from trial chambers and ominous spawners. However, that's not what we're doing today because we are in 1.21 and I'm feeling very, very smelly right now. We're gonna go get some doggos and we're gonna go get all the cats as well because that's something I have not done yet. And to be fair, when I was running trial chambers over the last week, because that's all I've really been doing, aside from actually, I did also rip one out and got an insane amount of copper and tuft bricks. It's like 90% tuft bricks, so if that's what you're looking for. Don't make them. Go rip out a trial spawner. Go run a trial spawner, rip it out, and then do it again. Because I will be doing that again just to get more bulbs, but then also the trapdoors. I did not get a lot from the one I ripped out, and I would like more copper grates because the next build we're going to do is going to involve that, but that's in the next video. Today, however, as I said before, we are getting dogs and cats, and as we head out, you will find that I already found the rarest one by accident. Here's a couple clips from stream of finding the rare white wolf. Alright, let's go do this trial chamber. Dude, it looks super... How in the fuck? The new wolf! The rare one! I don't have bones, do I? This bad boy is rare. You get to have a boat, because I don't think I have... And as you can see, there is some interesting generation there. So I have some things I can use to run a ancient city with, because I do want to run another ancient city. I do need Swift Sneak 3 again, so I can make new armor that does not have Thorns 3, which I wanted to do in the last episode and then realized I don't have Thorns 3. Or not Thorns 3, but Swift Sneaks 3. So we are gonna see if there is an ancient city under there while also getting the dogs. So let's go tame our little boy and head on over. But before we head over, I need to grab some things. I need bones for taming dogs, fish for taming cats, and yes, a shulker of each is overkill, but I don't care. And with all of these supplies in hand, it was time to head off. Now, given the generation, I wanted to check to see if there was an ancient city underneath here before taming the snow wolf. And so with that, I began to look around for giant open ravines or crevasses that I could easily swoop in and out of in case of trouble within the ancient city. And fairly quickly, I found one that looked like it'd be a good one. And so I popped a night viz and jumped on in. This ravine opened up into a giant, deep, dark biome, which gave me hope that I would easily find an ancient city. It was a little precarious to get in here with all the mobs spawning just on the edge of the deep, dark biome, and when I landed, it was a little tense. But thankfully, I didn't set them off. And I set off looking for one. I spent over an hour looking for the city before I finally gave up. I'm pretty sure I was just looping around it and it was kind of in a closed off area, but ultimately I didn't want to spend too much time looking for something that wasn't a need or a necessity, but more of a want. So with one more loop through everywhere I had already been and doing a double check I hadn't missed it, I took my leave and decided I'd come back another day for the Swift Sneak 3. So I went and got my first dog, the white wolf, with ease. Then it was off to check the forest around the area for the woods wolf. Because the snow wolf was up in those mountains, I was fairly certain these were new wooded areas. And I wanted to take advantage of that before taking the white wolf home. However, while looking around, I realized I'd never gotten the pale wolf and the original wolf, which happened to be in these forests, which means I had just flown past this area and loaded some of it, but not all of it. And then it was time to bring them home. I started by elytra hopping where I could and using the boats where I couldn't. Leads on boats are a blessing, and I loved this so much. It made it so easy. This is something I never thought I needed, but I needed it. The dogs in boats, it was time to head off to home. This was the easiest part of the whole process, getting these 3 dogs home. And with those 3 boys home, it was time to head off to find the rest of the pack, starting with the woods wolf again. I decided I wanted to do another loop around the area where we found the woods wolf and see if I could find it. Looking high and low for the little guy. After a decent time searching, I found the little guy and, well, mistakes were made. There he is! There he is! My boy! Hello? No, I meant to... Okay, I meant to feed it to you! Why, you know... Why? I wanted to be your friend! Oh, mistakes were made. Mistakes were indeed made, and I spent some time wandering around looking for some other woods wolves before I ultimately headed back to see if the one I'd punched had forgiven me and de-aggroed. Oh, look at him with his little... You okay? I want to feed you. I'm so sorry I hit you. I have to go get chicken. And after a couple snacks and some treats, it was like nothing ever happened. I even got myself a second one because if I can, I want to get 2 of each type of wolf, just so in the future if I need to breed them, I can guarantee which kind of wolf I'm getting. Then it was off to find some of the other wolf variations. There are plenty of tiger variation biomes around where I am, so I started by searching there in the snowy taiga and easily locating the ashen wolf in no time. On the way home, I came across a village and made the dumbest mistake I could ever make. I decided to grab cats as well, thinking 2 birds, 1 stone, not realizing the headache I was setting myself up for. So after searching this village, I found a couple of cats that I needed and ended up taming the Persian, the Siamese, a calico, as I couldn't remember if I had it or not, but I do, so now I have 2 of them. And with my growing pack, I set off for home once more. Keeping track of everyone while elytra hopping was easy. So easy, in fact, that when I saw a new village, I decided to check if I needed any of their cats. And ended up getting a ragdoll, an orange, and even a rare black cat. Heading off to home thinking this would be easy peasy lemon squeezy, I was in for a rude awakening with how lemon difficult this was gonna be. Especially when I had to get them into boats. Gotta go. Is that everybody? No! Okay, hold on. I need to sleep. And quickly. Whoa! Where's that boat going? Okay, hold on. Okay, what is happening? Okay. No, Oh. Who's, okay, hold on. No. Okay, 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 okay. Come here. No, 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 no! God. Okay. Okay. I need you to get off that one. Thank you. Okay. That was the start of my struggles with boats. Leading more than one at a time, don't lead more than one at a time. I don't recommend it. They end up bouncing all over the place, causing the leads to break and sometimes the boats to sink, and then mob AI is dumb and they get stuck underneath, as you saw earlier. I hated this process so vehemently that I almost gave up on this whole endeavor. It took so long to bring them home because the leads kept snapping because boats were bouncing around and sinking. Eventually, we made it home. I picked up a bee from the ocean at one point. Because, you know, what was one more at that point? And chat was yelling at me, so like, you know. Now we have a bee. And 7 cats and 4 dogs and plenty more to come. And after a quick nap, I think it's time to continue this adventure. This time, I headed south, as I've explored it far less than the northward-facing area of my map. I also kind of decided I was gonna focus on dogs first, so I skipped villages, not wanting to repeat having a large pack following and the debacle and nightmare that was boats. I was on the lookout for old growths in both pine and spruce variations, going biome to biome, looking for signs of new life and new generation. Finding new chunks with the right biomes proved harder than I thought it would be, because I thought I had explored far less than I clearly have. So I stopped at every ruin portal I saw in hopes for god apples, which was giving the same luck as biomes with the new dog variants. I was finding everything but the biomes I needed. At this point, I was nearing 8 hours in and wasn't looking for the hardest biomes to find yet. To say I was questioning my sanity at this point was an understatement. I was remembering why I don't usually get all of the cats. Still 4 out of 9 and 7 out of 11, nearing 8 hours in. And then I found the chestnut wolf. I took them home, not wanting to repeat what I'd done earlier. Then I was back at it. This time I decided to use the nether and explore around war biomes I know of, but haven't spent a long time in, to see if I could find the warm climate wolves on the edges of these preloaded chunks, in hopes that it would be easy to bring them home, because I cannot bring animals through the nether. It is not safe. I'm not going through all that struggle just for them to fall in lava or fight a hoglin and just GG's. So I was hoping for the rusty wolf or the striped wolf in an area nearby that I hadn't loaded. I had no idea how hard it would be to find the new wooded badlands striped wolf within them, but to be honest, I wasn't really looking for that one yet because I knew it would be more difficult. I was looking more for the sparse jungles or savannas, but any badlands I came across, I did check to see if there was a wooded badlands, and realized just how much of this world I had loaded in search of terracotta and badlands. And eventually I found myself in a fresh sparse jungle and the rusty wolf, which went a lot easier than I thought it would. It was just following my badlands and desert biomes until they were there. With the rusty wolf dropped off at home, I decided I was going to go back to some of the cooler biomes we had already visited and found wolves in, because when we found the chestnut wolf in the old spruce taiga, I was pretty sure there was an old pine taiga nearby. I did get distracted by lush caves and fishies, and I have no apologies. But I knew I didn't give the pine taiga a good once over, so I went back to looking for it. And I found some interesting villages that spawned in some weird ways. Like, what even was this? And this was one of many villages that I can, you know, never return to. So there's that. Goodbye. That's not who I meant to shoot. Okay. Mistakes were made. Run, chat, run. Scatter. And scatter we did. I did find the coolest lush cave generation cave that I've ever seen. It sparked an immense amount of build ideas, and flying out of it was so fun. But being called out for being distracted by my chat, I went back to the task at hand, looking for the pine taiga and the black wolf, and I found it fairly easy in the spot I thought I would find it, right next to where we found the chestnut wolf. 2 streams and 10 hours in, and I have 7 out of 9. If you're liking the video, hit that like button or that subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel, and I would super appreciate it. Or if you'd rather watch these live, feel free to pop over to twitch.tv/RayneofKalamity and watch there. But with the black wolves added to the pack, I set off to tackle the 2 wolves I knew would be the hardest to find. The spotted and the striped wolves. I seem to have a cooler world based off the biomes I've found, and finding a single Badlands has been a struggle through this whole entire process. Even finding a savanna was rather hard. However, as I began looking more for savannas and biomes, I did come across the spotted wolf. This took about the same amount of time as all of the other wolves once I began following warmer biomes and warm oceans more specifically. With the spotted wolf thankfully taken care of and the small amount of time it took to find it, it gave me a false sense of hope that we were on the end of this dog hunt and would be able to move on to cats, which I knew was going to be significantly easier. So with the spotted wolves at home and the idea that I would tackle cats once I had the striped wolf, it was off to find it. And I decided I was going to try the same trick I used with the spotted wolf by ignoring cooler biomes and following the warmer ones. However, I did find some cursed things. What the fuck? How the fuck? I'm sorry? I don't think this is what hot springs are meant to look like, dudes. What is happening? How did this happen? How did the what? Wait, hold on. Is there anything worth saving in here? No. Okay, well, continue on. I don't think the villagers understood what a hot spring is, because this... You don't have anything worth saving either. How many villagers are... Why are you going up there? The water was literally right here. I thought he ran... Oh. I'm just gonna go. Ow. Trying to follow warmer or temperate biomes into warmer ones was the plan of action, and it was still giving me struggles. Trying to find warm biomes felt like pulling teeth. Even following warm oceans, hoping it linked up to desert? Desert? Badlands. Yes! Oh my god. Holy moly. It's only 11k and 6k out. Holy crapola. Being so far out, I knew I had never loaded this area. And Mini HUD was telling me this was a wooded Badlands. So I had hoped that my hunt for dogs was over. because we were nearing the 15-hour point. I was 3 streams in to this dog hunt, and we had not even tackled cats. And, well, after exploring this Badlands and area, all I could find was armadillos. So, I set off in search of another Badlands, and thought I had found one closer to home as I was trying to not load too many chunks. The problem was, as I began looking around, I found my own portal. This is my Badlands. This is my Badlands. I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm tired. I was like, oh, hey, look, another portal. Why is that lit? We've done a full loop, chat. This is where we started. I'm going home. 15 hours in, and I had almost all of the dogs and most of the cats. The problem was, 2 of those hours were solely dedicated to finding Badlands and the striped wolf. But this was barely scratching the surface of my striped wolf search. So the next day, IRL, I booted up stream, I booted up block game, and I had one goal in mind: to get my striped boy. I had no idea how long this was actually going to take me. And thinking I was going to be able to tackle this in one 5-hour stream, I was off. Knowing I was going to be pushing the boundaries of my world. I had gone 10k out the previous day and not found anything except for the one Badland. And so I continued that, going westward as far as I could, following warm biomes and warm oceans, finding literally everything but what I wanted, until finally on the horizon, the smallest wooded Badlands I had ever seen appeared. And began searching high and low, even into the village, until I realized once again, it had not spawned a single wolf. Thankfully, around the corner, I found the biggest Badland I had ever found in this world so far. I was so excited for all the terracotta. Please understand, this Badlands will not be here by the end of my world. I am a terracotta girly. This is a quarry now. This beautiful landscape will not survive. And unfortunately, as I was looking around admiring all of the terracotta, not a single wooded Badlands in sight. I spent a good long while checking each peak to be certain that maybe it just didn't have trees like the first one I had found. But ultimately, I was forced to continue the search. Spending the night and giving the world a chance to generate them yielded no pups in each of the areas, despite what my chat was saying. And I continued to follow warm biome after warm biome, checking portal after portal. My luck on god apples as good as my striped wolf luck. But, you know, I made some friends along the way. Armadillos really are cute. I do like them, even if they're useless. After some tea and cookies with our friends, it was off once again. Over 11k out on the x-axis, I found another one. And wasn't sure if I had found a wooded Badlands or not. But Badlands after Badlands and no wolves. I even found the largest wooded Badlands of my life. And nothing. Only armadillos. Only armadillos. I spent a literal hour in this massive wooded Badlands looking for wolves, hoping that they would spawn or that I had missed them and walked past them. I was losing my mind at this point. Over 6 hours of looking just for the striped wolf. So I took out my frustration on some pillagers. The new bottle system makes them more punching bag-esque than terrifying. I can just put that little potion in my pocket and not worry about it. pillagers punched, it was time to see if I couldn't force wolf spawns. My chat and I decided that armadillos might be filling the passive mob cap, preventing wolf spawns, so I had to remove them. With a surplus of name tags, it was time to see if making them all homies, we get some new wolves. You didn't think I was gonna kill him, did you? After name tagging them all, I flew up really high to try the hostile mob technique of unloading the area in hopes that when I glided down gently, passive mobs would spawn in the areas where there were none. Unfortunately, I was forced to concede and took my leave of this amazing wooded badlands. I decided I needed a bit of a break from doing this striped boy search because we were well over 6 or 7 hours in at this point, and I still needed 4 cats. I needed the tabby, the white cat, the tuxedo, and little Miss Jelly herself. So I decided to head home as my wings also needed repairing and wanted to check all of the villages I had loaded along the way. I was certain I would find probably 1 or 2 of the cats as I went. Unfortunately, village after village, I was finding only the ones that I already had. So when I got home, I decided to trade with the villagers just to repair up all of my elytras. This was my 5th or 6th trip doing this. Every time I had dropped off an animal, I had to repair my wings. And I was tearing through 6 to 7 sets of wings every single time. It was honestly becoming a little bit of a problem, but I was pretty sure I knew where to find 3 out of the 4 cats I needed, one being a village fairly close to home. So I set out looking around. I thought this savanna had a tabby or a tuxedo cat, but I knew it had one I needed, which was little Miss Jelly herself. She was a little greedy on the fish, but she was easy to return home. With Jelly home, I decided to head off south again. I know that there's a lot of villages I had passed when looking for the colder taiga dogs, and I was certain that there was cats I needed, like the tabby, which I found almost immediately. Now I know a lot of people are of the habit of chasing the cats down and running them into corners, but I do try to avoid that and get them to come to me. Though this little guy was gonna give me a run for my money. Thankfully, he fell into a little area where I could easily corner him and feed him some fish, and he was not that greedy. With my tabby in hand, I gave the village a once-over to check to see if there were any other cats. Unfortunately, there weren't, so I set off once again to drop him off at home. With the tabby in place, that meant there were only 2 left, the tuxedo and the white cat. So we were off to search for new villages and new places that I could potentially find them in. And found this horrible place. Is there powdered snow over here? These people don't stand a chance. Are you about to go do it again? This is the consequences of your actions. You deserve this. I hope you know this. This is your fault. I won't save you again. I won't. Homie, first thing in the morning? First thing in the morning. So I just left them to their own devices to play in the powdered snow however they liked, and found this really cool mountain which had this cute little village behind it. But where are you going? I don't understand villager AI. I don't understand it. I'm so confused. For a hike? Bro, he's like, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest here. With that, I left our mountain explorer to do whatever it is he was gonna do, because there were no cats here and I am not responsible for his decisions. Not too far away was another beautiful mountain for villagers to probably hike, and a cute little village at the bottom, which had one of the cats I needed, our little tuxedo boy, who was also gonna give me a run for my money just like the tabby cat, until I cornered him inside of this here blacksmith. That meant I had one cat left, which was the white one, which I went looking for after dropping the tuxedo off at home. At a nearby savannah village, I did in fact find it. I wasn't sure if this was the white cat at first and almost left it, but after chasing it around for a good long while, it was my final cat. And I was pretty excited about this because we had spent so long looking for the striped wolf and having no results that within an hour, maybe 2 hours to get all the cats and the advancement was amazing. And a complete catalog was collected. There are even fireworks outside for me getting this done. It's not because it's 4th of fucking July. It's because I'm good at the game and I have all the cats because I'm a crazy cat lady. Let's go. Okay. The unfortunate part is this means we must return to the spot, the striped wolf. Which I'm not really looking for. Hi, buddy. I'm not really looking forward to this. We may return to some of the Badlands I've been to before to see if we can get it to spawn. I dropped the white cat off at home and decided I didn't want to return to any of the Badlands I had previously been to. Many of them didn't have the wooded Badlands, which is a requirement for the striped wolf, and the ones that did were filled with armadillos, and I didn't want to try to deal with removing them from the passive mob cap. Through this whole endeavor, I have found some of the biggest and smallest Badlands I could ever imagine. I've found some of the coolest terrain generation and the weirdest terrain generation I have ever seen in my Minecraft world. It has sparked so much creativity for the future that this whole process is both a blessing and a curse. A blessing in that now I have new rejuvenated ideas for this world, and a curse because every time I found the smallest wooded badland, the worry it was just armadillos filled me. With this newest wooded badland discovered, I took a nap to sleep on it and then slowly but surely made my way over. I was not avoiding going there under any circumstances. I was simply exploring the area around it in hopes that maybe, possibly, I would get lucky this time. Eventually, I ran out of chests to find and bit the bullet and headed on over, where I was pleased with what I found. Fucking finally. What, 8 hours later? Come here, boys. Come here. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? That was like 8 hours. That was like 8 hours. About fucking time. Where's your friend going? Where did they go? Come here, bud. You greedy son of a bitch. Holy shit. Negative pretty much 6.5k and 11k out. What in the fresh fuck of Bel Air? That is insane. In total, I spent over 25 hours looking for all of the new dogs and all of the cats. After editing this video, the striped wolf alone took me close to 12 hours over 3 different streams. So if you liked the video, hit that like button or that subscribe button. And again, if you want to watch all this happen live, I record all of my videos live over on twitch.tv/RayneofKalamity. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go have a meltdown over this because this was, if they ever add variant mobs again, I'm not getting them all. You can't make me. You can never make me. But thank you once again for watching all the way to the end. I super appreciate it. Now I've got to get these boys home.